Good. Good evening and welcome here inside Odell Arena here on the campus of Taylor University for this evening's volleyball matchup between the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats and the Taylor University Trojans. Rick Johnston here with you tonight, and for the first time in a long time, and maybe in the first time ever, both teams come in tonight below 500. They both come in off of losses. Taylor fell in 5 to Huntington on Wednesday. On the same night, Indiana Wesleyan fell to the top team in the Crossroads League, 19th ranked St. Francis. So both teams looking for some momentum here. Indiana Wesleyan comes in 1-1 in Crossroads League play. Taylor comes in 0-2. Let's catch up with the head coach of the Trojans, Aaron Luthi, before tonight's match. Time to catch up with the head coach of the Trojans, Aaron Luthi, before their cross-county matchup with Indiana Wesleyan tonight. Aaron, let's go back to your match earlier this week at Huntington. A tough one in a hot environment for you and the team there on Wednesday night. What was the biggest thing you took away from that setback at Huntington in 5?
Yeah, I think it was a good learning experience from the standpoint of we had way too many unforced errors, basically at unfortunate times during the match. And our girls, our biggest thing with our girls yesterday is we learn from this, we grow from this, we develop ourselves at a higher level, and then we come in hungry and ready for us to win the match tonight. So obviously I don't want to take anything away from Huntington. They gave us their absolute best, and we just need to know that we need to continue to not only be aggressive but be smart and play the game of volleyball like we know how to play.
From my standpoint, feel free to tell me this is completely off, but against Grace and against Huntington, it seemed like you guys were just a point or two away from just kind of finishing a set and kind of gaining momentum. That's obviously something that you really can't work on in practice too much, or if at all. How do you try to get a team to learn how to finish off a set and finish off a match against an opponent?
I think there's some sort of sense of that mindset, building that cultural mindset of strength and endurance in those moments, being mentally tough, and being able to understand that you have to be aggressive to the very last point. And I think that's something that we've really talked through, we've worked through, we've tried to create game-like situations where we're giving tools and we're giving techniques and we're giving those things to take some of the pressure off of that we can just perform and continue to build that mindset the best we can.
Who has stood out in the first month or so of the season? You guys have played some really top talent here in the last couple of weeks. Who's really stood out in your eyes?
From our team is Ryan Cerniak. She has come in as a freshman, right side hitter, and she is a beast. She's fun to coach. She's very coachable, and she has our first lefty that's been on our roster for several years, and she's really contributed at a very high level. She's become a go-to. Amanda Adams has really stepped up for us on the outside. We've tried Addie Bailey on the outside as well. We've missed somewhat of her blocking presence in the middle, so we're going to mix things up a little bit more tonight. But and Haley runs the court so well. Not to forget about Sam Korn. She is a phenomenal player in the back row and really brings just a presence to the court. So I'm so proud of our girls as a whole. We've had a few frustrating losses, but overall they work so hard. They're amazing girls off the court as well. And I know it. We're going to pull it together, and I believe in who we are. I believe in our personnel, and I believe that we will persevere through this. So, yeah, excited to see what's to come for sure.
A fun one tonight with Indiana Wesleyan coming into Odell Arena tonight. It might be the first time the two teams have ever met on the volleyball court with both teams below 500. They have almost an entirely new roster. It seems like head coach Candace Motes, who's in her 17th season, is the only returner from a year ago. That's obviously not the case, but that's what it feels like.
Sure.
How different are they from a year ago when you split with them during the regular season?
Yeah, totally different personnel, as you said. It's interesting to watch game film, and we watch them live. This past weekend we were at the same tournament, and it is. We're watching a completely different team than what we were used to seeing last year. But Candace Motes is, she's a coach of the ages. I respect her with the utmost respect of her ability and her knowledge for the game. And she has a young team, a little bit more experience of what she's used to coaching, but she still is able to speak so much into those girls. And, we're not going to overlook them in any way, shape, or form. We're young as well. We have at moments on the court, we're playing 3 and 4 freshmen at a time. So it's not necessarily lack of experience, but, continued the legacy and the traditions that both of our programs bring to the platform of our court, that we're ready to battle it out. It doesn't matter, who's on, but we're ready to battle each other. And, we're excited. I think we're evenly matched when it's all said and done as we watch each other's film. And I think it'll be a battle tonight for sure.
Aaron, thanks for the time and good luck against Indiana Wesleyan.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That is the head coach, Aaron Luthi, joining us before tonight's contest tonight. We thank you folks for tuning in as well. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's time for volleyball here from inside Odell Arena. It's Taylor and Indiana Wesleyan, the Grant County rivalry renewed here tonight on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
The center, the 5'10" freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 2, Kendall Jeter. The middle hitter, the 5'9" sophomore, number 3, Indiana, number 5, Megan Gregory. The defensive specialist, the 5'5" freshman from Muncie, Indiana, number 6, Bailey Green. On the right side, 5'9" freshman from Cicero, Indiana, number 12, Anna Powell. The outside hitter, the 5'9" sophomore from Quincy, Illinois, number 15, Allison Sparrow. And here in the middle, the 5'9" sophomore from Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, number 4, Abigail Wright. The Wildcats are coached by Candace Lutz, assisted by Dan River and Ariana Anderson. And now, fans, the starting lineup for your Taylor Trojans. Our center, 5'5" senior from Plymouth, Indiana, number 6, Haley Harrell. Our outside hitter, a 6' senior from Davenport, Iowa, number 9, Addie Bailey. Our defensive specialist, a 5' freshman from Homeland, Indiana, number 13, Jessica Doke. Our opposite hitter, a 5'11" freshman from Pittsboro, Indiana, number 15, Ryan Zerniak. Our outside hitter, a 5'10" sophomore from Heath, Ohio, number 16, Amanda Adams. Our middle hitter, a 6' sophomore from Highland Heights, Kentucky, number 17, Grace Isaacs. And finally, our libero, a 5'5" junior from Perrysburg, Ohio, number 7, Sam Moore. The Oak Trojans are coached by Aaron Lukey and are assisted by Chandra Hepler.
So only two Trojans that normally see some significant amount of time for TU not playing tonight. They are Nikki Parrott and Abby DeSimpler, who are out tonight with injuries. These two teams split a season ago. Odell Arena is packed as it continues to fill up with the little crevices at the very top above the parquet floor tonight. Taylor in the purple uniforms with white numbers trimmed in black. Indiana Wesleyan shows up in their dark gray uniforms with big white numbers, which is great from an announcing perspective. The libero is Bailey Green. She wears red for Indiana Wesleyan. The libero for Taylor is Sam Korn. She is in white. And in number 7, make that Abigail Rutt, is the libero tonight for Indiana Wesleyan. We're glad you're part of it tonight. Should be a good one. These two teams met on the gridiron for the first football game between the two teams last Saturday. Now just about every sport these two teams play in, actually now every sport both these teams compete in. Let me change that. All but of one or two sports these two teams will see each other in. Taylor does not have a swimming and diving program like Indiana Wesleyan started about a season or two ago. Taylor in the court to our right. Indiana Wesleyan is in the court to our left. These two teams split the season series a year ago, each team winning on the other team's home floor. Taylor won the first matchup on Indiana Wesleyan's Lucky Arena floor almost a year ago to the day, and then dropped the match here in the rematch with Indiana Wesleyan. Kendall Gebert will go back to serve, 5'10" freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana. You're going to hear freshman and transfer a fairly significant amount tonight with the turnover in roster from Indiana Wesleyan. And we are underway here from Odell Arena. Cerniak has a go off for hands. Korn will chase it down, and Harrell will knock it over on the forearms. Gebert to the far side of the floor. Right-hand swing. Dug by the diving right hand of Sam Korn on the swing from Kelly Miller. And then Amanda Adams will pick the back line. And Taylor gets their first point of the night. They're up 1-0. It looked to be doomed from early as the initial serve went right through the hands of Cerniak. It was saved by the Trojans, then a diving dig to her right, full extension by the junior Sam Korn, and they set up Amanda Adams on the near sideline. Ashley Harrell enters for TU along with Julia Pomeranke, and Harrell was not given the go-ahead to serve, and now she's ready to go. 1-0 Taylor here, set one. To the far side, punched into the air by Miller. To the near side, a little right-hand toss over is dug by Cerniak. Harrell to the near side and Pomeranke. She'll tap it over, and a diving dig is there for Kelly Miller. A lefty swing is deep, dug into the air by Ashley Harrell from Anna Kohler. Tapped around, though. Taylor can't get it back over the net, and our first set is even at 1 apiece. So Taylor got out of system. They were unable to keep the ball alive on their side of the floor. And we are tied at 1 here in set one. Alexis Rutt to serve for the first time. She's the older of the two Rutt sisters. This one ticks off the top of the net. Isaacs to the near sideline, and then Korn will knock it over with two hands. To the near sideline, a left-handed swing from Miller, dig by the setter Harrell. Korn to Cerniak, the lefty, over the block, and it's dug in the back row by Rutt. Far sideline, Marcy Miller blocked the net, and right down, it's Cerniak and Isaacs with the first block of the night for TU, and the Trojans go in front 2-1. So a kill for Adams, blocks now from Cerniak and Isaacs as they combine on the far side pin. 2-1 Taylor. Isaacs, the Kentucky native, will go back to serve. She'll knuckle one to the near side. That one just misses on the near sideline. And the service error will tie our opening set at 1 apiece. Korn back in for TU. Allison Sparrow, the transfer from Columbia College, exits for Indiana Wesleyan. The Iowa libero Abigail Rutt will serve. Harrell over her head to Cerniak. It's blocked back over. Off the net is Pomeranke. It hit the top of the tape and went right back down onto TU's side. And for the first time tonight, Indiana Wesleyan leads. They're up by a point, 3-2. And again, Abigail Rutt will serve. She's the sophomore. And this one will go out of bounds. And now each team with a service error tonight. And we're tied at 3 here in set 1. As a long line of Taylor students wait to come in. They must have just got done shutting down the dining commons over on a Friday night. Jamie Sherb, the senior, will go back to serve. Senior from Carmel, transferred in from the University of Tennessee Martin a year ago. Right side swing, Marcy Miller, too far out of bounds, and Taylor takes the lead back. They're up 4-3. So too far of a swing for Marcy Miller. And Taylor back in front by 1. Sherb will serve again, just over the top of the net. Black to the near side himself to scoop it over, goes awkwardly off the hand of Alex Falcone, the setter. And Taylor has their largest lead of the night. They're up by a deuce. 5-3, the Taylor advantage. They're in the court to our right, Iowa in the court to our left. Sherb will smash one over. Falcone underneath to Miller on the left side, dug by Korn. Bailey underneath. A backpedaling swing is Pomeranke's. Falcone to the near side off the block, and it's dug by Korn on the swing from Kohler. Harrell a drop shot over on a second hit, dug by Indiana Wesleyan. A high set is played over on the far side by Miller. Harrell left side to Pomeranke, tried to tool off the block, but the deflection is corralled by Miller. She gets it back over the block. Sherb digs forward, punched into the air by Bailey, who will be called for the lift. Just making a double hit, the call on Bailey. And Iowa back to within 1, down 5-4. Annie Fong checks in for the first time tonight. She's the junior from Naperville, Illinois. And she'll handle the serving. The 5-3 setter smashes one deep. That one just over the end line as both Ashley Harrell and Sam Korn ducked out of the way. Second service error by Iowa. And Taylor goes back in front by 2, 6-4. Jessica Dodane back in for Taylor along with Amanda Adams. A 6-4 Taylor lead as they look for their first Crossroads League win of the year. They're 0-2. They're tied with Spring Arbor in the basement. Gebert to the far side and Miller, dug on the near side by Korn of Taylor. Harrell sets up Adams. She'll sail this one high and hard and deep. Well over everybody. The Taylor students in the front 3 rows across from us wanting a tip at the net call, but that would only happen if the people in the front row were 9 feet tall. Indiana Wesleyan back to within 1, down 6-5 here in set 1. Bailey Green will serve. A knuckleball over. Sherb to Harrell to Bailey. Right automatic and down. Addie Bailey's first kill pushes Taylor back in front by 2, 7-5. Korn will serve for the first time tonight. Near side, she'll softly send it over. Gebert underneath, she'll punch it to the far side, a swing by Miller. Dug on the back row by Dodane. Harrell with a drop shot with that right hand. And the former Crossroads League setter of the year gives Taylor their largest lead of the night at 3. They're up 8-5. And Korn will serve again. Scoop forward by Green. Gebert underneath to the far side and Miller. Tipped and dug by the diving Dodane, all 5 feet of her. Adams, a torpedo over. Was it tipped? It was not. That one narrowly missed the fingertips of the front row of Indiana Wesleyan, and the point will go back to the Wildcats on the second attack error by 16 in purple. A 2-point Taylor advantage here in set 1. Harrell gives Adams another go. She'll sweep it over, and it's popped into the air by Graber. Far side, Kelly Miller. Dug after the tip by Sherb. Here's Adams again from Harrell. Tried to pick that corner, and Graber went swiping in, and winning the joust at the net will be the setter, Kendall Gebert, the freshman from Fort Wayne. As she just out-toughed Isaacs there at the net. Back-to-back points for the visitors have got them to within an 8-7 margin. Graber with all that tape around the left hip and left thigh serves it over. Harrell will dance on the net after a drop. Sparrow in the middle. Dug back by Korn. Tried to sweep it to the net was Dodane, and then Korn will 2-arm it over. Gebert to Sparrow near side, right in front of Dodane. That's 3 in a row for the Wildcats, and Indiana Wesleyan has leveled set 1 at 8 apiece. Graber, the sophomore from Lagodi, will serve it over again. A knuckleball that's deep. Jodane played it. Korn will send it forward. Sherb with her back at the net will two-arm it over. Fong to Gebert, far side to Miller. A little drop shot over the block, perfectly placed by Kelly Miller. 4 in a row for Indiana Wesleyan. Has pushed them back in front for the second time tonight in set 1. They're up 9-8. And Graber will serve again. Dodane receives it. Harrell to the near sideline, and Adams right over that block, but it's dug in the back row by Graber. They give Miller another go far side. Tipped at the net, and Korn dove. She couldn't get her hands underneath. And a 2-point lead for Indiana Wesleyan is their biggest of set 1, and a timeout taken by Taylor. As the Wildcats of Indiana Wesleyan on a 5-0 burst, they lead 10-8 here in set number 1. This is Taylor Volleyball here on the Trojan Sports Network. The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com. After a Taylor timeout, they try to stop the 5-0 burst here for Indiana Wesleyan as the visitors have taken a 2-point advantage at 10-8. Harrell in the middle of the floor, and Adams, she'll swing it over, and it's met by Fong. They give Kelly Miller another go. It's blocked back over by Taylor. Sparrow taps it, this one towards the bench. Fong will send it over the net, and now Iwu out of system. Harrell to Adams near side. She'll punch it right over. And another kill for Amanda Adams, her second. Stops the 5-0 run for Indiana Wesleyan. And that gets the Taylor students back into it once again. Ryan Cerniak re-enters for Taylor, and she'll serve. No, she won't. That'll be Haley Harrell. Net right at the net. Punch back to the far side, and Miller. Dug by Korn. Dodane to the near sideline, and Adams, she'll tool off the block. And back-to-back kills for the sophomore from Heath, Ohio. 3 for 16 in purple, and Taylor is even set 1 at 10 aside. Haley Harrell will go back to serve for Taylor. Little running punch. Fong to Gebert, close to that, and nicely done by Gebert. She got it on the second in and just punched it right down as the Taylor block was not anticipating Gebert for a drop shot. First kill for one of the multiple setters that Indiana Wesleyan uses. That's her first, and Iwu back in front by 1, 11-10. A lively crowd has made their way here inside Odell Arena tonight. Haley Harrell underneath. Adams is at the hot hand, but it's blocked over by Sparrow and Kelly Miller. The first block for Indiana Wesleyan tonight pushes the Wildcats back in front by 2, 12-10. Gebert will serve again. A short one that's Cerniak will send to Harrell. A quick setup to Adams. It's tapped around, pinballing around. Rutt, the setter, gets it and into the net. It'll be sent on the right hand by Kelly Miller. Her first attack error of the night brings Taylor to within 1, 12-11. Ashley Harrell and Julia Pomeranke enter for TU, replacing Dodane and Adams. Amanda's been the offensive spark for Taylor tonight. She has 3 kills, and this one is going to go in for an ace for the younger Harrell sister, Ashley Harrell. First ace of the night for either side. Each team with 1 service error to their name. And we're tied at 12 here in set 1. Harrell trying to pick on Kelly Miller. She'll get it back far sideline over the block. Dug by Korn, Isaacs to Pomeranke, looping it over, and dug by Rutt, the libero. A left-handed swing near side, Kohler on the swing, but a violation called against the Trojans. That'll go against Pomeranke. She might have collided with the net or had a foot underneath the netting. And the violation against Taylor pushes the Iowa advantage to 2 once again at 13, or somebody pushes it back to 1, 13-12 in a tightly contested set numero uno. The younger Rutt will serve it over. Isaacs, a big swing, blocked over. Pomeranke punching with a left hand to Iwu's side of the net. Sparrow calls for it and gets it, and the transfer drops it right in front of Sam Korn. Kill number 1 for Allison Sparrow, the Columbia College transfer. And 2 in a row for Indiana Wesleyan has put them in front, 14-12. Make this the elder Rutt. That's Alexis serving once again. Ashley Harrell to big sister Haley. Pomeranke down the middle. She'll line drive it out of bounds, and it hits the referee behind the back row. 3 straight for Indiana Wesleyan, and they lead by 3, 15-12. We talked about it with head coach Aaron Luthi in the pre-match interview. Taylor has struggled this year in league matches about finishing sets and finishing matches. Cerniak trying to pick that far corner. It just lands over the end line. First error of the night for Cerniak. 4 straight for Iwu's, put them ahead 16-12. Taylor calls for a tip of the net, but they will not get it. Alexis Rutt serves one short. Off the hands of Pomeranke. Ashley Harrell can't get to it. And an ace for the first time for Indiana Wesleyan. Each team with an ace, each team with a service error. And another big run here for the Wildcats. They've ripped off 5 in a row and lead 17-12. Alexis Rutt trying to pick on Pomeranke again. She receives a clean. Harrell over her head to Isaacs, blocked, and that one rotates and lands out of bounds near sideline. First kill for Grace Isaacs as she'll tool off the block. That stops the 5-0 sprint from Indiana Wesleyan and draws Taylor to within 4. And Isaacs will handle the serving. A bomb right over the top of the net. Scoop forward by Collar. The libero Rutt will knock it over. Quick set, Bailey will punch it over, and Abigail Rutt's there for the dig. A left-hand swing, dug in the back row from Kohler by Isaacs. Pomeranke will scoop it over the net on the 3rd hit. In the middle, Gebert, Sparrow reaches high. Harrell dug that from the parquet floor, and now Sparrow will softly right-hand one over. A. Harrell to H. Harrell. Cerniak left side, blocked and played back over by the freshman. Bailey will 2-arm it over, blocked over. Off the net, Cerniak plays it back. Bailey will 2-hand it over. A long rally from both sides. Trying to end it was Color. It's dug again. Pomeranke off the net. That's going to just hit the near side antenna. And after Taylor battled back beautifully on multiple swings, a carom will hit the near side antenna and push Iwu's lead to 5 at 18-13. Abigail Rutt, the libero, will serve it over with a right hand. Scooped off the floor by Korn, played back, and they call Harrell for the handling violation. A double hit against Haley Harrell. And Taylor will use their second and final timeout. The Trojans led 8-5. And since then, Indiana Wesleyan has rolled off multiple points. They are lead by 6 right now, 19-13 here in set 1 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Six-point lead for Indiana Wesleyan. They're up 19-13. They've scored back-to-back points. Taylor had tied it at 12 after falling behind 10-8. And they're currently down by 6. We're having a little trouble with live stats. We'll try to give you our best stats by hand that we can. Single kills for Gebert, Kelly Miller, and Sparrow for Indiana Wesleyan. 3 for Adams, 1 for Bailey, 1 for Isaacs for Taylor. Each team with 1 ace and each team with 1 service error. The Taylor students that have packed the front rows across from us, trying to get into the head of the libero for Indiana Wesleyan, Abigail Rutt. Harrell will punch it near side to Bailey, who comes soaring through the air, but Abigail Rutt's there for the dig. Miller, a right-hand swing, that's Marcy Miller, is blocked back over by Taylor. There's Bailey again, tapping it over the net, and now Cerniak will play it to the middle. Harrell setting up Pomeranke, trying to go deep. That's a line drive out of there after Taylor gotten underneath a couple of good swings from Indiana Wesleyan. And the Wildcats have reached that 20-point plateau first. They're up by 7, 20-13. Set one here tonight. Abigail Rutt serves. Doug actually scooped up, and then Baylor have a careen off of her hands. The point will go to Indiana Wesleyan as Taylor cannot corral that serve cleanly. That's been an issue for Taylor here since the opening matches here this season. We saw it plague them when Grace was here a few weeks ago and starting to rear its ugly head here tonight. Bailey high into the air off the serve. Haley Harrell will scoot underneath. Corn behind the 10-meter line. Dug in the back row to the near side. A left-hand swing is dug by Miller by Collar. Behind the line, punch from Ashley Harrell. Dug in the back row by Alexis Rutt. A left-hand swing off the block will go down for Collar. Her first kill, and Taylor down 9, 22-13. A big run here for Indiana Wesleyan has sucked the energy out of the gym with many of the folks in purple. This one ticks off the net. Haley Harrell will play it cleanly, and Cerniak will sweep it over. Underneath is Alexis Rutt. Far side, Marcy Miller off the block, and another kill here for Indiana Wesleyan. First one for Marcy Miller, the sophomore from Goshen, Indiana. And Taylor down by 10, 23-13. And the Trojans will go to the bench. They'll replace the junior Julia Pomeranke with the freshman Nikki Seacrest. Seacrest, the freshman from Bourbon, Indiana, and Triton High School. A 10-point disadvantage here for the Trojans, trying to get a much-needed swing here and a kill. Cerniak has it dug by Alexis Rutt in the middle. Swept right over to the open space is Megan Graber for her first kill. And Taylor down 24-13 at set point for Indiana Wesleyan. TU came out with a lot of energy early. They have looked a little bit slow here on the last few serves. Abigail Rutt sends it over. Harrell's got a scoot to get underneath. Then Bailey will knock it over with two hands. Then the near side referee will say the ball hit the near side antenna. And after a strong opening to this first set, a strong close for Indiana Wesleyan gives them a set one win of 25-13. We're back with set two after this commercial break here on the Trojan Sports Network.
The decision you're making is about so much more than where you'll spend the next 4 years. It's about how you'll live the next 40. So let me break down the Taylor University experience. We integrate faith and learning to become well-rounded, lifelong learners, while delivering a deeper knowledge of our specific areas of study. Whether you're producing award-winning films, building satellites for NASA, or preparing for a national ethics debate, Taylor will push you to excel in your field. But excellence isn't always about having the right answers. Sometimes it's about asking the right questions. Taylor is interdenominational. That means we can't always fall back on specific church doctrine to settle issues. We rely on Scripture and the dynamic nature of iron sharpening iron to better know the God who's not afraid of our question. Much of this happens in the small town of Upland, Indiana, the place where Taylor does life together. But don't let this small town fool you. The schedule is packed with things to do, and through these activities, faculty, staff, and students become more than individuals occupying the same address. They become a community. But this community isn't limited to the campus. We travel. Boy, do we travel. We are ranked as one of the top 10 schools in the country for overseas experiences. But it isn't just about the going. It's about the sharing of those experiences and being challenged by those who come to Upland as their international experience. Taylor is one of a few Christian colleges that expects all students to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Now, this doesn't mean Taylor is a Christian Disneyland, full of cardboard cutout perfection. Taylor is full of real people with real problems, and living together can get kind of messy. But in that mess, we take Jesus' call from John 13 seriously. We practice picking up our towel and dealing with the mess in each other's lives. We're not here just to follow the rules for 4 years. Instead, we hope to learn to live authentic lives, calling each other to lives of meaning. Every day, our focus remains on the 40, not just the 4. We'd love to show you more about Taylor. Come visit, sit in on a class, go to chapel, spend a night in a residence hall. Experience the difference for yourself.
Taylor down 1-0 after one set of play. A 189 hitting percentage for Indiana Wesleyan there in set number one. Taylor in the negative numbers with 6 kills and 9 errors and a negative .088. Leader in kills in that first set, Amanda Adams for Taylor and Anna Collar each with 3. Kelly Miller with 2, Allison Sparrow with 2, and Kendall Giebert with 2 as well. Giebert also leads Indiana Wesleyan in assists. She has 8. Haley Harrell with 3, Jessica Dodane with 2 for the Trojans. Two blocks for the Wildcats, 1 for TU. 1 ace for Taylor, 1 error, 2 aces and 2 errors for Indiana Wesleyan. The two teams have switched sides. The Trojans are on the court to our left, and Sam Korn will serve it up for Taylor. Giebert to Sparrow over the block. Sliding in is Dodane for the dig for Taylor. Sechrist gets the start here in set 2, and the block will go out of bounds far side. And just like in set 1, Taylor will get the first point here on the Nikki Sechrist kill. So a good swing from the freshman from Bourbon, Indiana. And Korn will serve from that far side corner. A little skip and a swing, trying to pick the near side corner. Giebert to Miller. Little rainbow over, dug by Haley Harrell. Korn to Sechrist, far sideline. She'll punch it over softly, and back-to-back kills for the freshman, Nikki Sechrist. And Taylor gets a 2-0 lead to start set 2. Sechrist came in late in set 1 to replace Pomeranke. Korn goes deep, pinballed around Miller, a right-hand smash, and that'll split Harrell and Dodane. Kelly Miller with the kill, that's her 3rd, ties Collar and Adams for match high honors. And Iowa on the board, they're down 2-1. Marcy Miller in, Kelly Miller out for the Wildcats. And here's Alexis Rutt, a sidewinding serve received by Korn. Haley Harrell to Cerniak. The lefty will be dug on the far side by Giebert. To the left side, tapping it over the block. Nicely done by Collar. And the lefty gets her 4th kill to lead the match. 2-2, our score in set 2. Collar, a 5'9" freshman from Cicero, Indiana. Two in set 1. Korn to H. Harrell. Too high for Bailey, and that one will go over her head, and it's 3 in a row here for Indiana Wesleyan. Taylor scored the first 3 of this set, the first 2 of this set, and now it's 3 straight for Indiana Wesleyan. They're up 3-2. Harrell to Sechrist. She has the 2 kills here in the set, and a net violation whistled here against Indiana Wesleyan, and we're tied at 3 here in set 1. Jamie Sherb enters for the Trojans as more Taylor students find their way here into Odell Arena. Sherb will pull up the sleeves on that long-sleeved purple uniform. And she'll serve it over. Giebert underneath to Miller. And she'll pick that far corner, splitting Korn and Dodane. 4th kill for Kelly Miller. Make it Marcy Miller, excuse me. and Iowa in front 4-3. Lots of siblings on the roster. You have the Rutts, you have the Millers. And Abigail Rutt serves it here. Bailey, a high one again from Harrell, and it goes over the 6-foot-tall Addie Bailey. Second time that's happened to Taylor here in this set. And Iowa in front by 2, 5-3. Dodane receives it to Haley Harrell, to Bailey, leans into it, blocked over by Indiana Wesleyan. Harrell trying to go for another kill. It's dug in the back row by Rutt. This one dug by Scherb, this one high to the sky. Harrell to Sechrist. Try to get the change up, and that one dies into the net, just missing the top of the tape. First attack error by Sechrist. And it's a 3-point advantage for Indiana Wesleyan. They've scored 3 in a row after Taylor had tied our second set at 3. They're down 1-0 in the match. Bailey far sideline, just over the net, and that one will land out of bounds near sideline. Second attack error by Addie Bailey tonight. 4 straight for Indiana Wesleyan, has increased the lead to 7-3 here in set 2. And Abigail Rutt will serve again. A sidewinder that Dodane will receive. H. Harrell punching to Sechrist. She'll send that one over. It's dug by Abigail Rutt, the libero. Miller to the far side, stopped by Sechrist. Korn will sky it, and Harrell will tap it over with 2 hands. 2 Iowa players almost run into each other. Off the heel of the hand was Marcy Miller. And it's a violation called against Abigail Rutt, the libero for Indiana Wesleyan. That stops the 4-0 run for the Wildcats, and it brings Taylor back to within 3. Dodane and Sechrist out. Adams and A. Harrell back in for TU. And A. Harrell will serve. She has the only ace for the Trojans tonight. They're down 7-4 here in set 2, down 1-0 in our match tonight. Abigail Rutt will scoop it forward. Giebert to the far side, blocked over by Adams, and kept alive on the back row by Alexis Rutt. Back to the lefty again. This one will go out of bounds as it tools off the block. That's Anna Collar, another lefty here for Indiana Wesleyan. Tees one up beautifully. Her 5th kill to lead the match has pushed Iowa in front 8-4 as they double up Taylor. Lots of graduations from top-level talent by Indiana Wesleyan, but they have found their groove here tonight. H. Harrell to Adams. She'll sweep it over, stopped by one of the Miller sisters. This is Marcy. She'll get it back. Blocked to the net. Bailey keeps it alive. Harrell on a second hit to the far sideline and in. And Haley Harrell gets kill number 2 and draws Taylor to within 3, 8-5. Harrell did a good job to catch Indiana Wesleyan napping as she smoked that one to the far sideline on a second hit. Bailey will have to come back in for TU and serve. They wanted Korn to come in there and serve. Instead, Bailey will have to do the serving here for the Trojans. One of our down referees talking things over with third-year head coach Aaron Luthi. And Bailey will stand and serve from the far corner. A laser beam over, met by Abigail Rutt. Marcy Miller off the block, and there's a dig from the 6-foot Bailey. Adams far sideline off the block, and Adams gets her first kill of set 2, her 4th one of the night. And back-to-back points by Taylor has drawn them to within 2, 8-6, trailing a set in the match. And Addie Bailey will serve again. Scooped forward by Alexis Rutt. Giebert to the far side, a nice swing by Megan Graber. The 5'9" middle hitter from Lagodi gets her 2nd kill. And that stops the Taylor short run and pushes Iowa back in front by 3, 9-6. Bailey Green enters and she'll serve here for Indiana Wesleyan. They're up 9-6 in set 2. They lead by a set in the match. And that one sails out of bounds. 3rd service error tonight here from Indiana Wesleyan. The first one from Bailey Green. Ryan Cerniak back in for TU. It's the Harrell sisters, Korn, Adams, Pomeranke, and Cerniak. And H. Harrell will serve it over. There's the net. Adams down the line, and Taylor to within 1. Crafty play by the sophomore Adams. She saw that hard carom off the serve receive and then just punched it down to where no one in dark gray was standing. A little run here for the Trojans that brought them to within 1. Graber, though, sails over everybody and terminates one into the back row. Graber her third kill. And Iowa back in front by 2, 10-8. As we approach the midway point of set 2. And Graber will serve here. A. Harrell to H. Harrell. Cerniak right down the line, dug by Fong on the far sideline. Tapped around, and then Fong will sky it over. Korn to the middle of the floor. H. Harrell for Taylor. Here's Cerniak storming in, but it's blocked out of bounds, or blocked to the near side, as Ashley and Haley Harrell couldn't get to it in time. Third block of the night for Indiana Wesleyan. They lead by 3, 11-8. Up 1 set to none in the match. They won set 1, 25-13 in convincing fashion after a pretty back and forth start. Pomeranke right through the hands of the dig attempt of Bailey Green. First kill for Pomeranke, and Taylor to within 2.
And for your Trojans, number 13, Jessica Dodane, and number 18, Nikki Sechrist.
Dodane and Sechrist in for TU, and Dodane, the 5-foot freshman, will go back to serve. And she'll bash one over, and Fong will play to the middle. There's Abigail Rutt to one of the Miller sisters, but it's blocked out of bounds by Sechrist and Pomeranke. Fourth kill for Kelly Miller tonight. And Iowa back in front by 3. Gebert will spin that ball on her left hand to throw it over the right. A knuckleball over, received by Sechrist. Harrell to Pomeranke. It's blocked over and dug by Nikki Sechrist. Pomeranke had a little change up, and it's dug by Rutt. Gebert to the far side, and a big left-hand swing from Anna Collar. Her match-leading 6th kill, and she started to find her groove here in this second set. Collar, the freshman from Cicero, Indiana. The Iowa lead grows to 4 at 13-9. Taylor needs another run here. They got to within 1, down 9-8, and have not gotten any closer since. Harrell, Sechrist will punch it over the left hand, just avoiding hitting the net. Here's a Miller sister near side. That one goes off of Dodane's hands, as that one looked like it might have sailed out of bounds. 5th kill for Kelly Miller. And then Anna Collar slow to get back up on the far side of the floor. This would be, she's back to her feet. She gets a much-deserved round of applause from the fans here inside Odell Arena. Collar, though, looks like she's going to stay in here. But now she'll come to the near sideline. Talking things over with head coach Candace Moats. 5-point advantage for Indiana Wesleyan, 14-9 as they mop up some of the sweat across the far side of the floor. A wet floor was something Taylor had to deal with on Wednesday night at Huntington. It was they've said it felt like 120 degrees inside Platt Arena Wednesday night. They had big fans, but they really did nothing except spin hot air around. They stopped and seemed like every 5 points on Wednesday night to mop up sweat. A little more comfortable here inside Odell tonight. H. Harrell to Sechrist far side. She'll set one up. It's pinballed around off the net, skied up, and then Sparrow knocks it over. That'll be 4 hits against the Wildcats, as Abigail Rutt did a great job to dig that ball off the floor, but it went right into the bottom of the net. And then Iowa was circling, trying to keep that ball alive. Third kill for Sechrist, and Taylor to within 4. Korn almost gets the ace. Abigail Rutt underneath. Kelly Miller on a third hit, received by Korn. Bailey in the middle from Harrell, a back row kill. Second one for Bailey, and Taylor to within 3. Addie Bailey has been hot and cold this season so far. When she's been on, she's been on. When she's been off, she's been off. And she's cooking the night now with 2 kills. Miller, dug by Korn on the left side of the floor. H. Harrell to Bailey again, trying to go back row again, hit twice and down. Back-to-back kills for the Iowa native Addie Bailey, and Taylor draws to within 2, down 14-12. Set 2, Taylor down a set in the match. And Korn will again serve for the Trojans. Knuckle one over, played up by Alexis Rutt. Gebert to Miller, tipped. Haley Harrell back to the middle. Korn calls for it, gets it. Sets up Sechrist left side, rainbows this one to the near sideline and out. Second error for the freshman Nikki Sechrist. 15-12 is where the Iowa lead sits here. Collar looks to be healthier after slipping on the far side of the floor. And Alexis Rutt will go back to do the serving here for the visitors from across Grant County. A short serve met by Cerniak. Bailey tooling off the block on the assist from Harrell. Addie had just 4 swings in set 1. She's got 4 kills tonight, 3 here in the second frame. 15-13 the Taylor deficit. And Jamie Sherb, the senior, will go back to serve. A right-hand smash that sails out of bounds. Second service error tonight by TU. And the first one from Sherb. Back to a 3-point clearance for Indiana Wesleyan, 16-13 here in set 2. Abigail Rutt will serve it over, and Bailey will tick it off the top of the net, and sometimes you get some luck on your home court. Bailey just had to get it over swing with the right hand. It hit the top of the net and then died right in between 3 Wildcats. 5th kill for the senior Bailey. She's tied with Amanda Adams for team high honors. And speak of her, there's Adams back on the floor. They'll back up the Indiana Wesleyan bench. Taylor down 16-14 here in set 2, trying to even the match at a set apiece. A. Harrell serves it over. Gebert sets it up to Miller. Over the block, a diving dig from Korn. Bailey underneath. Ashley Harrell calls everybody off and gets it over on a 3rd hit. Gebert in the middle, a quick set out of bounds from Megan Graber, who'd been so good here in the second set. She'll line drive one out, and TU back to within 1, 16-15 the deficit. It's been runs aplenty here in this match so far. The problem is Taylor's runs have not matched the length of those of Indiana Wesleyan, and it's in! A drop ace right on the near side corner. Ashley Harrell pulls the string, and it lands right on the near side corner, right in front of our back official. IWU head coach Candace Mote's not happy, but the second ace of the night, both from Harrell, have tied our second set at 16. Over the block, Korn got a piece, but there came flying in was Anna Collar. Her match-leading 7th kill gives IWU the 1-point advantage at 17-16. Collar exits, Fong comes in, and she'll serve. Gets the zone from one of the assistant coaches, and we'll send it over with that taped right hand. Received by A. Harrell to H. Harrell. Bailey near sideline. She'll go back row and is dug by Alexis Rutt. Dodane blocked over. It's Bailey and Adams as Graber tried to get the changeup, and Bailey and Adams get the second block of the night for Taylor, and the second set is even at 17 again. First block for Bailey, first one for Adams, and Bailey will serve. 17 apiece, and this one goes out, and the point goes right back to IWU. They're up 18-17 on the 3rd service error by Taylor tonight. Alexis Rutt out, Bailey Green and Kelly Miller come in. They replace Marcy Miller. And Green will serve. 18-17 lead for Indiana Wesleyan. They're up a set in the match as we play in set 2. Haley Harrell, a slide to Pomeranke, and we're even at 18 as Pomeranke gets her second kill tonight. That swing had some of the fellows from Sammy 2 jumping up and down like they were on pogo sticks across from us. And a big point here as Taylor tries to take their first lead of set 2 in a long while. Miller, a big swing around the block, and unable to dig it was Amanda Adams. 6th kill for Kelly Miller, and back in front IWU goes up 19-18. The sophomore Graber, with that left hip and left thigh taped heavily, will send it over on the serve. Harrell to Pomeranke. Graber can't get it. She tries to dig it. It's deflected towards a young man wearing a Where's Waldo outfit in the second row. And our second set is tied at 19 again. 3rd kill for Julia Pomeranke. All here in the second set. Sechrist and Dodane back in for Taylor. 19-19 in set 2. Taylor down a set in the contest. Gebert hustles underneath to the near side, and Miller. Cross-court swing dug by Korn. Harrell to Sechrist. A little change-up, and Taylor leads 20-19. And the freshman Sechrist with all 4 of her kills here in the second set. And Taylor takes their first lead at 20-19, and that forces an Indiana Wesleyan timeout. It's the first lead for Taylor since they were up 2-0 to start this very set. This is Taylor Volleyball on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com. Oh, a fun one brewing here in set 2. Taylor down 14-10. They've taken just their second lead of the night. They're in set 2. They're up 20-19. And this is coming out of the Indiana Wesleyan timeout. Dodane, the 5-foot freshman, will serve it over. Fong close to the net. Giebert, a drop shot. Dug by Harrell, kept alive by Korn. And then Cerniak will 2-arm it over. Fong to Giebert in the middle to Sparrow. And that ties our second set at 20. First time we've called Sparrow's name here in the second set. Her 3rd kill. Level set 2 at 20. Collar back in for Indiana Wesleyan. She's been their offensive spark tonight. Harrell underneath for Taylor to Sechrist left side, and that one dug and played alive. Giebert over. This one dug by Dodane. Left side, Sechrist punched into the air by Giebert. Rutt to Rutt. No, make that Miller blocked, and then Rutt will catch the pinball. Collar, a drop shot dug by Korn of Taylor. Harrell to Cerniak near side. And what a time for your first kill. The lefty freshman pushes Taylor back in front, 21-20. Korn, the libero, goes back to do the serving for TU. They're down a set in the match. This one ticks off the net, and Korn will skip in as she gets her first ace of the night. The 3rd one for the Trojans, and they take a much-needed 2-point advantage. And now Korn will serve again. Received up, Giebert in the middle to Sparrow, blocked over, and Giebert keeps it alive. Rutt to the near side, and Miller blocked off the net once. Bailey will play it over the net. Collar to the back row, and that one's out! That one's out! Collar almost picked that back line! Indiana Wesleyan's fans to our left can't believe it! And Taylor leads by 3, 23-20. 2 points away from leveling our match at a set aside. And Korn will knuckle one over. Giebert underneath again to the near side, and Miller. Dug by Korn, who's all over the floor. A sweep on the left hand on the second hit by Cerniak. Miller again. That thing's way out of bounds. And the Odell Arena coming apart at the hinges. And they're a point away from evening the match at a set apiece. Odell Arena rises to their feet. 24-20, the Taylor advantage in set 2. Sparrow will keep it going as she blows that one by the sliding Jessica Dodane. Still 3 serves to work with for Taylor. 24-21, the Taylor lead. Alexis Rutt goes back to do the serving here for the visitors. Dodane to H. Harrell. Bailey tipped and controlled by Giebert. They give it back to Collar over the block and dug by Dodane. Harrell to the near side. Cerniak back row. That one just out by a hair. Back-to-back points on set point for Indiana Wesleyan. Keep them alive. They're down 24-22. They lead by a set in the match here in our second frame. Harrell to Cerniak again, over the block and out of bounds. That's now 3 in a row for Indiana Wesleyan. And Taylor still at set point, 24-23, but this is the thing that came back to hurt Taylor on Wednesday at Huntington. Taylor will take their first time out of set 2. They were up 24-20, 3 in a row here for Indiana Wesleyan. has given them a 1-point deficit. Taylor led late in set 1 and 4 at Huntington on Wednesday. They could not close it out. They're trying to close set 2 out here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is
Okay,
your heart.
set
Bringing
point.
the best
3 in a row for Indiana Wesleyan, makes it 24-23 TU. Alexis Rutt serves, received by Korn. Haley Harrell underneath to the far sideline, and Addie Bailey, dug by Rutt. Giebert to the near side, and Miller off the block, off the hands of Harrell, and 4 in a row for Indiana Wesleyan has tied our second set at 24 apiece. Again, this is the same thing that hurt Taylor on Wednesday at Huntington. Unable to finish out sets, trying to get back it here. Harrell, Bailey in the middle, around and dug by Abigail Rutt. Collar's been hot, and now it's set point for Indiana Wesleyan. They're on a 5-0 run. They're up 25-24. And again, it's 12 in dark gray with a match-high 8 kills. She has been the offensive go-to for Indiana Wesleyan here tonight. And now it's the Wildcats a point away from taking a 2-0 lead here inside Odell Arena. Far sideline, Addie Bailey into the net, and that's 6 in a row by Indiana Wesleyan. They were down 24-20, and they score 6 in a row to take set 2 by a final of 26-24. And it's a 2-0 lead here for Indiana Wesleyan as we head to the third set. This is Taylor Volleyball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Play that old song. You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to evoke the memory. You got to have the music that you listeners listen to.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Taylor needs to win 3 sets in a row to avoid going to 0-3 in the Crossroads League and falling to 3-7. This is the first true road contest for Indiana Wesleyan this year. They come in with a 2-8 overall record. Taylor at 3-6. The Wildcats 1-1 in the league. Taylor 0-2 after falling to Grace and Huntington last Wednesday and then this Wednesday. Grace last Wednesday and Huntington this Wednesday. So two of the traditional powers in the league, Indiana Wesleyan and Taylor, both with youthful rosters, going through some growing pains here early, and the Wildcats trying to get a much-needed league win to move to 2-1. They're up 2 sets to none of the match after coming down from 24-20 in set 2. They won 26-20 as Sechrist goes diving in, knocks down a chair on the initial serve, and Taylor was out of system and an easy kill here for Anna Collar, the lefty, for her match-leading 9th kill of the night. And for the first time this evening, Indiana Wesleyan scores the first point of a set. They won the first 2 sets going the opposite way. Taylor hopes for the same here. Gebert will go back to serve here for Indiana Wesleyan. Received by Cerniak. Harrell will punch it back with a right hand, and that one will fall down before Bailey or Korn could get to it. 2-0 start here for Indiana Wesleyan in set 3. Kendall Gebert, who has a match-high 22 assists, with 14 of those coming in the second set, will serve again. 2-0 Iwu in set 3. They're up 2-0 in the match. Bailey will rope one over, dug by the libero Rutt. Miller, left side, she'll tool off the block, and Kay Miller gets her 7th kill. 3-0 the Iwu lead to start set 3 as they were rejuvenized after falling behind 24-20. Taylor and Odell Arena was coming apart at the seams in set 2. With the Trojans up 24-20, a point away from evening the match at a set apiece. But then 6 straight by the Wildcats gave them the set 2 win. Dodane ducks out of the way. The serve goes out. 4th service error by Iwu tonight. And Taylor on the board here in set 3, trailing 3-1. And Sherb will enter to serve. Received on the far side by Kelly Miller. So, nope. Miscommunication. It looked like Miller was going to get it back on the far side from Gebert, and then Gebert played it over her head towards the near side of the floor, and there was nobody there in dark gray to get to it. Back-to-back points have given Taylor a 1-point deficit, 3-2. The Sammy 2 dorm in their normal spot across from us. Members of the Taylor baseball team down in their normal spots that we see during the basketball season. Collar deep, punched up by Korn, and then it'll sail underneath the bottom of the net. And it's back to a 2-point advantage for Indiana Wesleyan. Alexis Rudd and Marcy Miller come in for Indiana Wesleyan. And they lead by 2, 4-2 here in set 3. They won set 1, 25-13, and won set 2, 26-24. And Rutt will serve again. Korn to Haley Harrell on the slide, far side to Bailey. A rocket over there. It's dug out of bounds to the near sideline. Kill number 6 for Addie Bailey, and the Trojans back to within 1. Taylor hit 146 in that second set, but Indiana Wesleyan connected and hit 231. Amanda Adams in for Taylor. Same with Ashley Harrell. A right-hand serve from Harrell. Gebert underneath to Miller on the far side, around the block and down. Another kill for Marcy Miller, her 4th of the night. The two teams seesaw back and forth between a 1-point and 2-point lead for Indiana Wesleyan. And Abigail Rutt will mop up some sweat, along with her older sister Alexis. The Rutts from Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. I haven't checked my atlas recently, but if that's close to Philadelphia, I'm sure they were pleased with last night's NFL score down in the city of brotherly love at Lincoln Financial Field. Harrell to Adams, who soars over everybody, and a dig will sail to the front row of Taylor students across from us. 6th kill for Amanda Adams tonight, her first one of set 3. And again, Taylor's to within 1. Addie Bailey will go back to serve. A standing right hand simple serve. Graber too far over everybody, and that one's out. Third error for Megan Graber tonight. And our third set is even at 5-aside. Taylor down in the match 2-0 here in set 3. A knuckleball over, and Addie Bailey's going to get the ace. Fourth ace of the night for TU. And the first one for Addison Bailey. And the Trojans on a little bit of a spurt right now. They take their first lead of set 3 at 6-5. Gebert swung and blocked over on the swing by Collar. In the middle, Graber blocked down. It's a block for the Trojans, Adams and Pomeranke. Third block for TU, their first block since set 1. And they take a 2-point lead in set 3, 7-5. Bailey gets it over on a laser beam. Collar, little change up. Adams got a hand on it, but her right hand caught the net as her left hand made contact with the net. That stops the 3-0 burst for Taylor. Their lead now 7-6 here in set 3. They lost set 1 25-13 and lost set 2 26-24 after leading 24-20. Fong will get it over. Sherb to H. Harrell. Pomeranke blocked back over and controlled by H. Harrell. Pomeranke, little tap over. That one will hit the near side antenna. Third error by Pomeranke tonight, and back-to-back points for Indiana Wesleyan has drawn them even at 7 here in set 3. And Fong, one of the few returners for Indiana Wesleyan, will do the serving once again. Sherb, this one too high over the net. Miller will play it back. Gebert underneath. Back to Marcy Miller, blocked, and that's out of bounds far side as Pomeranke and Haley Harrell try to close on the far side of the floor. 3 in a row for Indiana Wesleyan. They lead by 1, 8-7. Fifth kill for Marcy Miller tonight. And Fong will serve again. Sherb to Harrell. Little drop shot over, tapped once, twice, and 3 times over. Korn back to Harrell, to the near sideline, and Adams can't control his Alexis run, and that one goes back for TU. 7th kill for Amanda Adams. That leads Taylor. And that ties set 3 at 8 apiece. Cerniak back in for Taylor. Haley Harrell will do the serving. The libero Rutt to Gebert over the net. There's Cerniak with a left-handed tomahawk. Second kill for the freshman, and Taylor leads by 1, 9-8. So Taylor ahead 9-8 as they get the scoreboard right here. So a brief pause, and hopefully Taylor won't lose any of the momentum that they've garnered here. It's Harrell again back to serve. Just over the top of the net. Abigail Rutt to Gebert to Miller, and she tried to change it up, and it got caught on her hand and died at the bottom of the net. Third error by Marcy Miller tonight. And Taylor takes a 2-point advantage, and that forces an Indiana Wesleyan timeout. The Trojans down 2-0 in the match. They lead set 3, 10-8 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Taylor ahead 10-8 in a must-win set 3, down 2-0. Indiana Wesleyan called the timeout. Anna Collar, the lefty, leads them with 9 kills. That also is the best in the match tonight. Gebert to Graber. That one just hits the far sideline. Expertly placed by Graber on a slide to the near sideline. 4th kill for Graber. And a good play out of the timeout for Indiana Wesleyan makes it 10-9 Taylor. Bailey Green enters the serve. She replaces Marcy Miller. Iwu in dark gray, the libero Abigail Rutt in red. Harrell and her teammates in purple. Adams loops one over, Fong to the net, and that one rolls on down to the parquet floor. 8th kill for Amanda Adams. Taylor back in front by 2. We've seen a couple different folks have to go back to serve a little more than normal tonight. That's because no Nikki Parrott and no Abby DeSimpler out for the Trojans this evening. So Dodane has gotten some more serves. Addie Bailey and Grace Isaacs have also served more tonight than they have earlier in the season. To Miller on the far side. That one hits the net on a bad set attempt, or a bad set, I should say, by Gebert. 3-point lead for Taylor, 12-9, in a must-win set 3. And Dodane smashes it over. She finds Green to Miller on the left side and can't close out on the block were Pomeranke and Cerniak. And Marcy Miller gets kill number 6. Actually, make that Kelly Miller, excuse me. That's kill number 8 for 14 in dark gray. Back to a 2-point Taylor lead, 12-10. Sechrist near sideline, tipped and played forward by Graber. Gebert to Miller. That one tried to curl around the block, but it's out of bounds far side. Just the second error by Kelly Miller tonight. Make it her 3rd, excuse me. NCU back in front by a triple, 13-10. Corin will handle the serving. Back close to the net. Gebert plays it back, and an expert drop shot over her head to the near side as it looked like it was going to catch her and maybe have a joust to the net. She played over her head, and it landed just inside the near sideline. 3rd kill for the setter, Kendall Gebert. And the two teams again go back and forth. It's back down to a 2-point Taylor lead. And Gebert will land this one for an ace right on the near sideline. So Taylor had an ace land just inside the near side corner on the right side of the floor here. And this time an ace will drop it on the near sideline for Indiana Wesleyan. Taylor head coach Aaron Luthi pointing to the near side antenna, saying that it's shaking. Our official down near the antenna will say it goes down with an ace after conferring with the man referee in the corner that made the call. So the ace for Gebert, 3rd ace of the night for Indiana Wesleyan. They're back to within 1, trying to go for the sweep. Cerniak has got other ideas, and she blows that one right to the diving Abigail Rutt. 3rd kill for the freshman. And Taylor again leads by 2. Jamie Sherb replaces Cerniak, and she'll handle the serving. 14-12, the Taylor lead in set 3. They are down 2-0 in the match. Gebert to Miller, right over the block, and that one lands just inside the back line. 9th kill for Kelly Miller. That is tied with Anna Collar for most of the match tonight. And once again, Indiana Wesleyan back to within 1. They scored the first 3 points of the match. Taylor led 10-8 to force an Iwu timeout. They've outscored Taylor 5-4 since. Harrell, drop shot of her own attempt. Back to the net, goes back on Iwu's side. Sparrow will drop it right in the middle of the Taylor D. 5th kill for Sparrow in set 3, tied at 14. The senior Alexis Rutt back to serve. Plays it deep, and Korn will scoop it up. Harrell underneath to the middle of the floor, and Bailey. Rutt there for the dig. That's Abigail Rutt, and now she'll send it over with the right hand. Korn with the dig. Dodane back to the net, and Korn will 2-arm it over. Alexis Rutt to Gebert to Sparrow, who's blocked over and controlled by the Wildcats. Harrell to the near sideline, and Sechrist tipped and dug by Abigail Rutt. To the near side, and Collar, and the lefty gets another one. Did she hit the antenna? No, she did not. Taylor's players and the coaching staff beside themselves. The net is moving right down below us. It's right now going down as a kill for Anna Collar. Taylor can't believe it. The fans are screaming at the officials, and Collar just collected her 10th kill of the night and gives Iowa a 1-point lead in set 3 as they look for the sweep. Harrell to Bailey off the block. Did they get the tip? Yes, she did. So the 7th kill for Addie Bailey knots set 3 at 15.
Returning for your Trojans, number 5, Ashley Harrell, and number 16, Amanda Adams.
Adams and A. Harrell back in. Ashley Harrell with 2 of the 4 aces for the Trojans tonight. This one received by Alexis Rutt. Gebert to Miller. Off the block, it hit the antenna. And the point will go to Taylor. That ball was hit so close to that far side antenna, I wasn't sure if the swing initially hit it from Miller or if the block hit it. They'll say that the Miller swing did it, but then Ashley Harrell serves it deep and gives the point right back to Iowa. We're still tied at 6, and now we're back to tied at 16 in set 3. Libero Abigail Rutt will do the serving for the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats, looking for their first true road win of the year after playing in their first true road game of the year. Harrell bashes it over. This one goes off the chin on a soft little swing from Collar off of Adams. And the 11th kill for Anna Collar pushes Iowa up by 1, 17-16, and Taylor takes their first time out of set 3. Indiana Wesleyan leads by 1, 17-16. They're up 2 sets to none in the match tonight. This is Taylor Volleyball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Each team with 1 timeout left here in set 3, but Indiana Wesleyan leads where it counts. They're up 17-16 here in set 3, up 2-0 in the match. Harrell tried to trick Iowa, played it over her head, but that one sails out to the far sideline. 2-point lead for Indiana Wesleyan, 7 points away from a sweep. Serve received from Sherb. H. Harrell to Bailey, tipped, batted into the air by Gebert. They'll scoop it to the far side, and Marcy Miller dug on the near side of the floor by Corn for Taylor. Adams will give it a go, and that one right inside. Alexis Rutt had her hand in the air, and that ball landed 6 inches inside the back line. 9th kill for Adams to lead Taylor. And CU now down 18-17 with Bailey back to serve. Alexis Rutt receives it clean. Gebert to the near side, and Collar, the lefty who's been on fire tonight, is dug in the back row by Ashley Harrell. They give it back to Collar over the block, and this time it's Sherb with the dig for Taylor. In the middle to Pomeranke, a little tap, twice around, and then it's caught on the hand, caught on the hit by Marcy Miller, and you can't catch the ball in volleyball. And Pomeranke's kill, her 4th, ties set 3 at 18. Bailey, a knuckleball over. Gebert in the middle. Graber had it too high, tapped over once. Then Collar's blocked at the net by Amanda Adams. 4th block for Taylor, the 2nd one for Adams. And Taylor leads by 1, 19-18 in set 3, and a must win. And Bailey again will continue to rock the serve, and it's down for an ace. Her 2nd one of the night. It catches the top of the net, just like the first one did, and lands down on Iwu's side of the floor, and Taylor 5 points away from extending our match to another set. Collar trying to change that. Sherb with another dig over the net. Miller dug by Adams. Harrell back to Adams again. Blocked, and Adams will control it. Harrell to Pomeranke. Blocked over, and Harrell to Harrell. Adams a tap, and off the block, and Adams with her 10th kill. Taylor up 21-18, trying to finish things off here in set 3. That forces an IWU timeout. Their second and final timeout of set 3. Taylor was up 24-20 in set 2. They couldn't slam the door there. They're up 21-18 here in set 3. They're trying to slam the door right now.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
A big surge from Taylor. Up by 3, 4 points away from getting their first set win of the night. They're down 2-0 in the match, and Bailey continues to serve it up for Taylor. Gebert back off the block, is Graber. Her 5th kill, a timely one. And the Wildcats of Indiana Wesleyan draw back to within 2. They scored 6 in a row down to their last point, or the last chance in set 2, down 24-20. They're trying to mount a comeback here, down 21-19. But Fong gives it right back as that one eaten alive by the net. Back to a 3-point advantage for Taylor, 22-19. Cerniak back in for the Trojans. Pomeranke, Adams, the Harrells, and Korn out there for Taylor. Gebert to Graber, into the net. And Taylor, 23-19, the lead now. 5th block for Taylor tonight. That was one of their strengths from a year ago, and it continues. If they can want to be successful, it's a strength here. 23-19 in set 3, down 2-0. Gebert to Graber, deep and punched in the air by H. Harrell. Korn to Cerniak, a little change-up, and we're back to set point. Little assist from Korn. And Taylor with a 5-point lead this time. One better than they were in set 2. And they need a point here. They're down 2-0 in the match. But we've seen Indiana Wesleyan rip off 6 in a row a set ago. Back to the net, Gebert over. Harrell keeps it alive. That's Haley to Ashley. Adams trying to get cute on a changeup, and it dies in the net. Finishing things is something that Taylor has struggled with this season. They still lead 24-20 here in set 3. And Bailey Green will go back to serve for Indiana Wesleyan. The Taylor students across from us ready to get into hysterics if Taylor can keep this match going. Cerniak trying to give him a reason to go nuts, but it's dug by the back row. Miller off the block, dug by Haley Harrell. Korn to the near side, and Amanda Adams. That dig goes back to Miller. She'll sweep it deep. Trying to keep it alive is Harrell, and life is still breathing from Indiana Wesleyan to our left. 10th kill for Kelly Miller. She is the second one in double-digit kills here for Indiana Wesleyan. Still set point for Taylor, up 24-21 in set 3. Harrell to Adams, dug, kept alive. Gebert over, dug by Korn. Harrell to the near sideline, and Adams, that one out of bounds far side, and Taylor just ever so close to ending this one. And now they lead by 2, 24-22. And now this ends the Indiana Wesleyan students and fans to our left. They are getting excited for the Taylor students match their energy with even more energy. A sidewinding serve that Korn receives. Harrell to Cerniak, and we go to set 4. Cerniak, a big left-hand swing. Her 5th kill keeps Taylor alive. They're down 2-1. We head to set 4, which should be a good one here from Odell Arena.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University's student athletes.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
New life has been brought back to the Taylor Trojans with a 25-22 set 3 win. The Trojans hit 233 in set 3, 158 in set, and for Indiana Wesleyan. Miller over the block, punched up by Sechrist. Haley Harrell gives her a go, far sideline, blocked, and then Sechrist keeps it alive. Chased to the far side by Korn. Harrell will knock it over with 2 arms. Gebert to the swing from Collar to the back row. The Ruts almost run into each other. Here's to the net. Sechrist taps, spun and kept alive as Collar will play it back. That one looked to be going out of bounds. Down the line, kept alive by Sechrist. Harrell to Cerniak. Punched in a rut. Taylor trying to get a lift. They won't get it. Harrell, drop shot down, and that will end an exciting back and forth set 1. Or serve 1, excuse me. Whew. That's how the first serve is going to go. Buckle up. 2 sets to 1 is the deficit for Taylor here in set 4. Gebert to the near side, and Miller. This one blocked off the top of someone's head and the land out of bounds near side. And set one, even at one apiece. 11th kill for Kelly Miller. She's replaced by her sister, Marcy. Kelly the junior, Marcy the sophomore, both 5'11". Older sister Rutt, that's Alexis, back there serving with big sis, or little sis Abigail out there in the red libero uniform. Cerniak, a monster down the near side with a left-hand smash. Her 6th kill, and Taylor up 2-1. As the big blow-up hammer has been brought out from the fans across from us. 2-1, the Taylor lead here early in set number 4. Giebert to Miller, dug by Scherb. Teeing it up and off the block will be Marcy Miller. Her 6th kill. And set 4 back to even at 2 apiece. And Abigail Rutt, the libero, will go back to serve. This one, a sidewinder just over the top of the net. Haley Harrell to Sechrist over the block. Back row, was it out? Yes, it was. But it was tipped. And so Taylor gets the point. They're up 4-2. There's a little bit of a miscommunication on the far side of the floor. Our back official had the flag raised in the air, so it looked initially like Sechrist's swing might have gone out. Instead, it was tipped, and that was the reason that it sailed wide. Taylor regains a 1-point lead here early on in set 4. A quick set and a quick swing from Graber. The righty evens our 4th set at 3 on her 6th kill. Iwu won set 1, 25-13. They came back from 24-20 down to win set 2, 26-24. And Taylor won set 3, 25-22. That's how we got here to set 4. Annie Fong will serve it deep, and Korn will sky it to Haley Harrell. Bailey down the middle off the hands of Fong, and Bailey gets another kill, her 8th. Addie had just 1 kill in set 1. She's had 7 since. And TU regains a 1-point lead, 4-3. And the aforementioned Bailey will serve that one just out by about at 6 inches. 5th service error against Taylor tonight, the first miscue by Bailey behind the service line. 4-4 our score in set 4. Korn will play it up to Harrell on the serve. Pomeranke threw a block, but Fong able to get the dig. 3rd hit right into the net by the libero, Abigail Rutt. And Taylor leads by 1 once again, 5-4. Ryan Cerniak back in for TU. Haley Harrell will do the serving for the Trojans. A short one, Fong to the far side. Giebert keeps it alive. Graber had her swing nullified by Taylor, and then Pomeranke denies Graber again. To Miller, a cross-court dig is right on point by Harrell. Cerniak, but it's blocked at the net by Miller and Graber. 3rd block for Kelly Miller, the 1st one for Graber, the 4th one for Indiana Wesleyan tonight, and they've netted set 4 at 5. Graber will serve right to Cerniak, up to Harrell, Pomeranke deep, and a violation into the net is Indiana Wesleyan Kendall Giebert, their setter, and it looks like her ponytail was the one that made contact with the net. And that gives Taylor the lead back 6-5. Sechrist and Dodane back on for the Trojans, and Dodane, all 5 feet of her, will serve. Giebert underneath to the near side, and Miller over the block. Dodane has a go off of her hands, and that will land out of bounds. A right-hand smash from the junior Kelly Miller, one of just a handful of returners from last year's Indiana Wesleyan lineup. She has 12 kills to go with Collar's 13, who just re-entered. 6 apiece here in set 4, with Indiana Wesleyan leading 2-1. Harrell gives it back to Sechrist, a little punch off the heel of the hand. Giebert underneath, Rutt to the near side, and Miller. A rainbow over, easily dug by Korn of Taylor. Haley Harrell to the lefty, Sechrist. Collar's in there for the dig for Indiana Wesleyan. Back to Miller, and she'll find the open spot in the near side corner. Back-to-back kills for Kelly Miller, give her 13. And Indiana Wesleyan takes the lead here in set 4, up 7-6. It's their first lead here of the 4th set. Giebert, the setter, serves. Harrell punching to the far side, and Sechrist dug by Abigail Rutt, the libero, back to Miller. To the near side this time, Harrell got her hand on it as Miller tried to find the same spot for the second swing in a row. Rutt to Collar's been hot tonight, a left-hand swing, dug by Harrell. Korn to Sechrist on the near, to Cerniak on the near side, and the lefty drops home kill number 7 and puts Taylor back into the lead. Ties our set 4 at 7. I apologize. Taylor libero, Sam Korn will do the serving here. Underneath of it was Green. Giebert to Kelly Miller. Tipped and controlled by Dodane, almost pulled her hands back, got him back underneath, and then Bailey is able to get the slipping Green to miss a dig. 9th kill for Addie Bailey, and Taylor takes that 8-7 lead. Green was right there, but her footing slipped underneath, and it went almost right by her to her right. 8-7, the Taylor lead in set 4, trying to force a winner-take-all set 5. Kelly Miller is blocked, kept alive, and it looked like it was going to go out of bounds, but Abigail Rutt got underneath. Tooling off the block is the lefty Collar for her match-leading 14th kill. Set 4 back to even at 8 apiece. Alexis Rutt back to serve again for Indiana Wesleyan. Korn and Dodane in the same real estate. They get it over. Bailey set it up and knocked it down on the set from Harrell. Bailey, the second Trojan in double figures, kills with Adams, each with 10. And Taylor leads 9-8. Scoreboard reads 8 apiece, but Taylor back in front by 1. Sherb will float it deep, and that one lands out of bounds by a foot. 6th service error against TU tonight. And set 4 tied at 9. Abigail Rutt, the libero, will serve for Indiana Wesleyan. Her counterpart, Korn, is there to receive it. Harrell to Sechrist, sliding in for the dig is Korn, and then knocking it over is Haley Harrell. A left-hand swing from Collar. Dodane's dig goes back over. Giebert able to receive it. They give it back to Collar, the lefty around the block, dug by Sherb of Taylor. Bailey plays it over. Collar sets it up, goes deep, and Dodane will dig it forward. Sechrist, a changeup, tipped and diving the dig is Giebert, and then knocked over by Graber. Sherb to Sechrist through the block, and a long rally ends in favor of those wearing purple. The longest time that Sechrist has seen the floor here in her freshman season. She gets her 6th kill, and Taylor regains a 1-point lead, 10-9. Dodane and Sechrist out as DeSimpler gives some coaching words to Sechrist as Ashley Harrell will serve. A quick set, Graber tapped it over, easy dig for Adams. She'll get it back from Harrell. Her right hand is over the block and can't get underneath it. Was Alexis Rutt. 11th kill for Adams, and Taylor's lead grows to 2. Taylor down 2-1 in the match. They feel like they should be up 2-1 after seeing that 24-20 lead slip away on 6 straight serves in set 2. Collar's been automatic all night, terminates her 15th swing through the block. 15 kills for the lefty Anna Collar, a freshman from Cicero. And it draws Indiana Wesleyan to within 1. Collar is going to be a problem for Crossroads League teams over the next 3+ seasons. Korn will send the serve up to Harrell. Bailey tapping it over, diving for the dig is Abigail Rutt. They give it back to Miller, and she'll blow that one over the Taylor block attempt. 7th kill for Marcy Miller, and back-to-back points for Indiana Wesleyan, even set 4 at 11. Fong to serve. She has 1 service error tonight. Set 4, even at 11. Korn to Haley Harrell, to Adams, right through the block and down, and Adams. 12 kills for Amanda Adams. And Taylor's lead is back to 12-11. With no Parrott tonight, Bailey has had to handle some of the serving, and she sends another one over here. Giebert to the near side, and Marcy Miller. She'll send that one into the top of the net, and Taylor's lead grows to 2. 5th error by Marcy Miller. A timeout for Indiana Wesleyan as they are down by 2 It's 13-11 here in set 4. They lead the match 2-1 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Out of the Indiana Wesleyan timeout, Taylor with the serve. They're up 13-11. And Addie Bailey will smash it over, that one wide to the near side. 7th service error by Taylor tonight, the second one from Bailey. And the Trojan lead is 13-12. Bailey Green enters to serve. She returns with Kelly Miller for Indiana Wesleyan. And 3 of the men's basketball players for Taylor across from us are asked to pick up their backpacks, and they do. They've been down there the entire match, and they just noticed it now. Harrell to Adams. A little slip. It's dug by Fong, who gets back underneath and will sweep it over. Haley Harrell punching to Adams. Off the tip, it's corralled by Rutt. Graber dug by Sherb, and then back to Adams. Down the line, and right there for the dig is Kelly Miller. She got it back in the middle of the floor, a little change up right over the block. No one was there for Taylor, and Kelly Miller's 14th kill ties set 4 at 13. As we approach the halfway point, we're right at that halfway point here of set 4. A Taylor win in the 4th set gives us a set 5. If Indiana Wesleyan wins, match is over. Pomeranke, a changeup, is dug by Rutt. Drop shot, getting a piece is Pomeranke. Korn to Adams. Was it tipped? It was in anyway as Adams smokes one down the far sideline. Her 13th kill puts Taylor back in front by 1. Cerniak back in for Taylor. The former Crossroads League Center of the Year, Haley Harrell, will handle the serving for TU. They're on the court to our left in purple. Indiana Wesleyan to the right in dark gray. Miller blocked by Cerniak, and then Kelly Miller able to regroup herself. Graber deep, dug by Harrell, and Korn to Adams. Swept, and the block can't be met, and Adams with her 14th kill gives Taylor a 2-point clearance. Adams with 14 kills to lead Taylor, one off of Anna Collar's match-high mark. Fong to Giebert. Graber, a little sweep. Korn right there for the dig for Taylor. Haley Harrell to Cerniak. To the corner, and it's in! Cerniak with a surgical precision with that left hand, and her 8th kill gives Taylor a 16-13 lead. Taylor needs a win here to force a winner-take-all set 5. Fong will two-hand it over on a 3rd hit off the serve. Korn underneath, runs around Pomeranke, back to Cerniak, tapped up by Graber. She can't hit it twice. Back-to-back kills for Cerniak. Gives her 9, and Taylor grooving right now, up 4, 17-13. And for the first time tonight, Alex Falcone will come in to replace the setter, Kendall Giebert. Taylor needs to mash the gas pedal down here. Here's Falcone. Her first set is to Miller. Off the block, and it's easily dug by Ashley Harrell. Adams, far sideline, blocked over beautifully. Falcone was there, but Graber was the one who sealed it off perfectly. And Graber was pumped. Her second block, the fifth one for Indiana Wesleyan. Draws them to within 3, down 17-14. They're up 2-1. Taylor trying to force a winner-take-all set 5, but then a missed receive is there by Cerniak, and Graber will get the ace. Her first, and the fourth one for Indiana Wesleyan. So back-to-back points contributed by Graber. Iwu back to within 2. Cerniak. Pomeranke will knock it over on a third hit. Falcone to the near sideline, and Miller. She'll tool off the block, and Kelly Miller with 15 kills to match Anna Collar, who has not been in recent rotations. 3 in a row here for the Wildcats, and they've drawn to within 17-16 in set 4. Graber to the far side. Cerniak will play it straight up. Ashley Harrell. Adams off the right heel of her hand is kept alive by Bailey Green. Back to Miller, blocked over the net, and Sparrow plays it back for Indiana Wesleyan. Miller, a right-hand sweep. Taylor looks for a double hit. They won't get it. Cerniak near side, over the block and down, and Ryan Cerniak is pumped so much. Sam Korn was pumped for. The 5'5 junior leapt so high that she looked the 5'11 Cerniak in the eyes 3 times. Cerniak in double-figure kills with 10. Dodane returns the serve along with Sechrist. 18-16, the Taylor lead here in set 4. And then the swing from Kelly Miller hits the near side antenna. Fourth error for Kelly Miller, and Taylor leads by 3, 19-16. We talked about mashing the gas pedal down. Now is another one of those times. Dodane deep, Green up. Falcone to Miller again. Tipped, Dodane up. Korn keeps it alive, and Harrell will play it deep. Leaning back is Abigail Rutsch. Sparrow on a slide is blocked over by Pomeranke and Sechrist. Miller swings it as an easy dig for Korn. Harrell to Sechrist, and then Rutt will punch it forward. Falcone a quick set, and a double hit is called here against Indiana Wesleyan, and Taylor 5 points away from forcing a set 5. They're up 20-16, and Dodane will go back to serve once again. They send it right back to Green again. Falcone a drop shot. Harrell with a dig, one piece. Dodane can't get it over on a third hit as Harrell kept it off the floor once. Falcone with a crafty drop shot for her first kill since coming off the bench a few serves ago. The Taylor lead down to 20-17 as Collar, who's been the offensive juice tonight for Indiana Wesleyan, returns for the first time in a long while. The missed serve receive is tapped down by Sparrow for her 6th kill. 20-18, the Taylor lead. They saw that 24-20 lead erased in set 2, hoping to erase that memory here and force a winner-take-all set 5. Sechrist tips, Falcone dives and digs it to keep it alive. Collar sweeping through, a sliding dig for Haley Harrell of Taylor. Cerniak gets blocked over the net. Sparrow and Miller. The fourth block for Miller, third one for Sparrow, 6th one for Indiana Wesleyan. 3 in a row here for the Wildcats. 20-19, the Taylor lead, and the Trojans take their first time out of set 4, each team with one more timeout remaining. Taylor up 20-19 here in set 4. They need a win here to force a winner-take-all set 5 here on the Trojan Sports Network. The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com. Three in a row for Indiana Wesleyan. They're back to within 20-19 in set 4. They are up 2-1 in the match. Then the point given right back by Falcone as she airmails one deep on the serve. 6th service error for the Wildcats tonight. And Taylor up 21-19, 4 away from winning a winner-take-all set 5. Korn knuckleballs one over, Falcone underneath to Miller, tipped, and Korn will pop and give it to Harrell. Bailey slipped, got back to her feet and had to knock it over. Scooting in is Green, tapped over once is Sechrist, and Taylor up 22-19. $11 for the freshman Nikki Sechrist, she has 7. Her classmate Ryan Cerniak has 10. Bailey with 10, Adams with 14. 22-19 the Taylor lead in set 4. As the Trojans will mop up some sweat off the parquet floor. It rained all day today. It's going to rain all day tomorrow, so it'll make things interesting for our soccer and football contests tomorrow. But a little bit of extra humidity with that rain here in the area. 22-19 the Taylor lead set 4. Down 2-1 in the match. Falcone. Here's Collar in the middle, tooling off the block. Korn dives and digs it up. Harrell to Sechrist. Off the block, and Taylor's up 23-19. A big save from Korn. And then Sechrist continues the match of her freshman year. 23-19, Taylor leads. And here's Korn again to serve. Knuckles it deep, picking on Bailey Green. Falcone giving Kelly Miller a go. It's tipped by Harrell. Taylor wanting it to say a hit off the near side antenna. And the Trojans won't get another call from the down referee. 16th kill for Kelly Miller. 23-20 the Taylor lead now in set 4. And Alexis Rutt will serve for Indiana Wesleyan. Dodane to Haley Harrell to Cerniak. Tipped and controlled by Rutt. Falcone to Miller, deep and played up by Dodane. Harrell cross court to Sechrist, looping it over, and it's dug by Rutt. Here's Collar, far side off the block. Harrell digs and keeps it alive, and then Abigail Rutt will keep it rolling. Sparrow, dug by Harrell again, and now Sechrist on the far side, tools off the block. Haley Harrell with 2 huge digs, and then Sechrist brings Odell Arena to its feet. 24-20 the Taylor lead here in set 4. 9th kill for Sechrist, and a point away from forcing set 5. Sherb over, received by Rutt. Collar, dig from Sherb, and now Harrell will give it to Sechrist again to the back row, and it's controlled by Falcone. Miller, dig from Dodane off the net. Harrell slides in but can't keep it alive, and the point will go back to Indiana Wesleyan. Still set point for TU. The Trojans have a 3-point clearance at 24-21. Standing everyone here at Odell Arena. And a miscommunication as it went off of Sherb's hands. Sechrist was backing up, getting ready for a pass, and Harrell couldn't get there in time. 5th ace of the night for Indiana Wesleyan, the second one from their libero, Abigail Rutt. Still a 2-point Taylor lead at set point, 24-22. Sherb to Harrell, Sechrist far side, but it's dug by Abigail Rutt. Collar off the block, Harrell in for the dig. Korn calls for it, gets it. Let's Sechrist have a go at it. Falcone with the dig, back to Collar, tapping it up. Harrell scoots in for the dig, and Korn will give it back to Nikki Sechrist. It's tapped and backpedaling is Rutt for the dig. Near side, Miller over the block, out of bounds, and we're going to set 5. After Taylor saw their 24-20 lead erased on 6 straight serves in set 2, they win set 3, 25-22, and set 4, 25-22. We are going to a winner-take-all set 5 between Taylor and Indiana Wesleyan after this commercial break.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
After seeing their 24-20 lead evaporate on 6 straight serves in set 2 and falling behind 2 sets to none, Taylor wins set 3 and set 4 by identical 25-22 margins. They hit 320 in set 4, 19 kills and only 3 errors. Indiana Wesleyan no slouch at 185. They had 14 kills and 4 errors. Taylor has 4 players with at least 9 kills. Sechrist with 9, Bailey with 10, Cerniak with 10, and Adams with 14. Indiana Wesleyan has 2 in double figures. Kelly Miller with 16, Anna Collar with 15, and Marcy Miller has 8. Megan Graber has 6. So a little bit different here in set 5 if you're new to the volleyball world. If you are, welcome. This is fun, isn't it? First to 15 here in set 5 after the first 4, the first to 25. We will switch after the first team gets to 8. First serve is Indiana Wesleyan's. Harrell underneath to the far side and Addie Bailey. A right-hand swing through the block, and Taylor gets point 1 of set 5. 11th kill for Addie Bailey. And here's Jamie Sherb back into serve for TU. Back in is Gebert. Off the block, Korn controls. Harrell to Bailey again, trying to pick it long, and that one sails out of here. Fifth error by Bailey tonight. And it's 1-1 here in set 5. Abigail Rutt will send it over. Dodane up to Harrell, little drop shot, but a nice dig by Gebert. A left-hand swing from Collar, and a dig from Korn. Harrell on a slide to Bailey. She reaches right back and drops it home. 12th kill for Addie Bailey, and Taylor leads 2-1 in set 5. Dodane and Sechrist out. Adams and Ashley Harrell in. And Ashley Harrell will serve. She with 2 aces tonight. This one cut off, but Rutt able to get underneath. Collar has it blocked. It went off the far side antenna. Who hit it first? They'll say it went off the block of Taylor into the antenna. And so the kill is Collar's. That's her 16th. And set 5 back even, this time at 2. Just over the top of the net on the serve from Collar. Harrell, Adams had to reset her motion, and she still was able to find the open space in the back row. Kill 15 for Amanda Adams. And Taylor back in front by 1, this time at 3-2. Bailey will serve it for Taylor. Deep, Rutt into the air. Her sister Abigail underneath. Miller saunters forward, and that one off the heel of her hand and into the net. 7th error for Marcy Miller tonight. And Taylor gets a 2-point clearance at 4-2 here early on in set 5. Bailey will serve again. They played up to Gebert. Miller again, right over the block of the shorter Haley Harrell. And after hitting one into the net, Marcy Miller, did not leave any doubt on that one. Her 9th kill, an emphatic one. And it draws Iwu back to within 1, down 4-3. Marcy out, Kelly Miller back in to replace her sister. And Green will do the serving. Harrell towards the net, tap down. And this one pinballs off of both Adams and Harrell. Back-to-back points for Iowa has drawn them even at 4. So a clean receive, and Taylor couldn't get the ball back over the net. This time right to Sherb. Haley Harrell to Adams, sweeping it deep, and it's dug by Abigail Rutt. A slide to the far side. It's blocked, but it goes out of bounds on a big swing from Megan Graber. Her 7th kill gives the 3rd straight point for Indiana Wesleyan, and they take their first lead of set 5, up 5-4. And Bailey Green will serve again from the near side corner. Right to Sherb, up to Harrell. The joust comes back on Taylor's side of the net. Korn to Pomeranke left side. She'll sweep it deep, and Green will play it up to Gebert. Miller off the block, tapped back, and it's a block for Pomeranke and Harrell. And Korn leaps 6 feet in the air to celebrate with her teammates. So Cerniak back in. Cerniak back in, and we're tied at 5 as Haley Harrell will serve. To the net, tapped over. Graber will punch it over the net, and Adams will set up Harrell. To Cerniak, off the block and right to the waiting hands of Gebert. They set up Miller near side. Taylor once. They're going to nice pancake dig from Harrell, and then a late call, a double hit called against Samantha Korn. Taylor wanted a double hit on Indiana Wesleyan. Harrell went flying in for a pancake dig, it looked like. And then after the play continued to roll, they're going to say that Harrell did not get her hand underneath the ball, it looks like. And Iowa back in front by 1. Harrell on a slide to Pomeranke. Over the block, and Pomeranke's kill ties set 5 at 6. 5th kill for the Nebraska native, Julia Pomeranke. Adams and Harrell exit. Dodane and Sechrist, the 2 freshmen, come in. So the Trojans have 2 juniors, Pomeranke, Korn, the senior Harrell, and then 3 freshmen, Dodane, Cerniak, and Sechrist. The 6 on the floor right now for TU. 2 big hitters out there for Indiana Wesleyan, and Kelly Miller and Collar. They're their 2 leading players in kills, each with a match-high 16, both on the floor right now for those wearing dark gray. 6 aside here in a winner-take-all set 5. Collar to Gebert, to the near side, and Miller blocked back over. It's deflected out, and a block from Sechrist, and Pomeranke gives Taylor a 7-6 lead in the 5th frame. Second block for Cerniak, 3rd one for Pomeranke. And here's Dodane, a sidewinder that Rutt won't get to, and Dodane's ace will switch sides, and Taylor leads 8-6 here in the 5th set. 6th ace of the night for TU, the first one for Jessica Dodane. And Taylor up 8-6 in the 5th set as both teams switch sides. Iowa won the first 2 sets. Taylor has won sets 3 and 4. They try to finish the match off, something that we've documented throughout the night that they've struggled with in the first few matches of the year, and a timeout for Indiana Wesleyan, their first of the 5th set. It's 8-6 Taylor in set 5 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Abby DeSimpler, who's been out with an injury tonight, continues to give positive reinforcement to the freshman Nikki Sechrist, who's had the match of her young career tonight with 9 kills. 8-6 Taylor after the IWU timeout in set 5. They give Miller a go far side, played up by Haley Harrell. Dodane to Sechrist on the near side, and she'll smash that one into the net. IWU's lead deficit down to 1. Just the third error from Sechrist tonight. 8-7 the Taylor lead in set 5. Giebert over. Dodane receives. Harrell. Sechrist near sideline. Line drive out. And we're tied at 8. Big points out of the timeout for Indiana Wesleyan if they've leveled set 5 and 8 aside. The setter Kendall Giebert goes back to serve. She missed the end of set 4, but it's back here and set things up well in set 5. A big swing from Pomeranke. Sechrist at the net. Can't get to it and play it up as Giebert. And Pomeranke puts Taylor back in front 9-8. 6th kill for Pomeranke. And the libero Korn will serve. A little short one. Giebert. A swing and Harrell will dig it to the sky. Korn. Here's Cerniak. Off the block and down. And Cerniak gives Taylor a 10-8 lead in set 5. 5 points away from erasing a 2-0 hole. 11th kill for the freshman. And here's Korn. Right to Green, back to Miller. Tools off the block, a big one from Kelly Miller. Her 17th kill. She has been on fire tonight for Indiana Wesleyan. Taylor 5 points away from winning this match in 5 after falling behind 2-0. They're up 10-9 here in the 5th frame with Alexis Rutt, the elder of the Rutt sisters, back to serve. Dodane receives it to Harrell. Here's Sechrist down the middle. Tipped and controlled by Rutt to little sister Abigail, who'll swing it over. Dodane to Harrell to Bailey, and it'll be controlled by Rutt. A quick serve near side. Collar has it tipped, dug by Korn. Quick set, and there's Bailey! Haley Harrell set it up, and Addie Bailey did the rest. Her brothers gives her a standing ovation across from us, and Taylor leads 11-9. 13th kill for the senior Addie Bailey. And Taylor 4 points away from a W. It'd be their first league win of the year. Collar, dig from Korn in the back row. Harrell, near sideline, Sechrist. Dug by Giebert. Here's Collar, a little tap, and it goes off the fingertips of Bailey and in for a Collar kill. Her 17th, and IWU won't go away quietly. They're back to within 1, down 11-10. The libero for IWU, Abigail Rutt, will handle the serving. Received cleanly from Taylor's Sam Korn. Harrell to Bailey, and that one down on IWU's side of the floor. Bailey knew it right when it hit the block of Indiana Wesleyan. 14th kill for Bailey, and Taylor leads 12-10. The way it came off the block attempt of Indiana Wesleyan, it looked like that one might have landed. The ball went so quick off the front row of IWU, the ball landed on Taylor's side of the net, but it landed first on the net side of Indiana Wesleyan. Giebert to Miller, blocked, and that goes off the antenna, but it was hit on the swing from Miller. Her 7th attack error, and Taylor 2 points away from a win. Up 13-10 here in set 5. And now Odell Arena gets to its loudest it's been all night. Ashley Harrell over, and it's in for an ace! Third ace for Ashley Harrell! And the Trojans, after being down 2-0, have got Indiana Wesleyan at match point, and they're up 14-10. And Harrell will dial another one up. Rutt just got underneath of it. In the middle to Collar, dug by Sherb over and played back for Indiana Wesleyan. Collar again. Harrell digs it over the net. It lands out on the near sideline. 18th kill for Anna Collar. Still match point for TU, up 14-11. And Collar, the lefty, will handle the serving. Harrell to Harrell. Bailey down, and that's a winner for the Trojans! The bench comes sprinting onto the floor. Taylor comes back from being down 2-0. They win it 15-11. And they look to be dead after watching that 24-20 lead be erased in set 2. They win the last 3 sets. And what a dramatic way to get your first Crossroads League win of the season.
This weekend as they take on conference opponent Marion on Saturday at 3 p.m. Teams next home match is slated.
Who had fun? That was fun. It was kind of like the football game on Saturday. Got down early and come back late. That's going to be a fun Ivanhoe's post-match show. We're going to catch our breath and come back and we're going to put this puzzle together. This is Taylor Volleyball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Play that old song! You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to evoke memory. You gotta have the music that you listen to.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics. It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Back here inside Odell Arena, Rick Johnston joined by the head coach of the Trojans, Aaron Luthi. Not a bad way to get your first league win.
Nah.
Goodness.
I think I need blood pressure medicine.
I think we all do. So let's go back to that second set. Your team is up 24-20. In most cases, you can almost go on cruise control. You guys give up those 6 straight points on 6 straight serves.
Right.
What was said going into that third set, knowing you needed to win that to let alone get to set 5, and then we'll get all of that in a minute.
Right. We've been struggling throughout the season where we go into this safe mode, which I don't like it. We go into safe and then we forget how to be aggressive, and we kind of did that in the second set, and we kind of had a stern talk about that going into the third set. That and the girls know they're so much better than that. We have so many weapons across the board, and it's all about mindset. Well, I believed in them, they believed in themselves, and then they went after it the third set and really battled towards the end, which was good. Yep.
You hit 233 in set 3, you hit 320 in set 4, and 286 in set 5. Did you guys change anything tactically there in set 3 and 4, or was it just more of an execution thing?
I think it was more of an execution thing. The girls really kind of got out of their heads from what I saw in the first and second set, and at that point there's nothing to lose. We're down 2 sets, and we were trying to find holes and give them directions and call them plays from the side to try to give them their best possible opportunity to get a ball down. And I think once we started to really attack the ball and established our block and were able to play defense, we got them out of system, and our attacks started going down, which was great.
You had 4 players in double-figure kills. Addie and Amanda each had 15. Ryan had 11. And then Nikki Sechrist comes out of nowhere there late in the first set. She has 10 kills on 35 swings.
It's beautiful.
What did you think of one of your freshmen who hasn't seen a lot of time this season until tonight?
She just stepped up, and we've been really trying to kind of find that gel and that position of what's going to work, and our personnel. We've been running Audie on the outside all season, and we've really missed her block in the middle, so we moved to over tonight, and it worked out that we put Nikki in, and she executed. It was beautiful.
Haley Harrell had 41 assists. She had 21 digs. Some of those were on back-to-back swings there late. To have a senior like that out there, how much fun is that to be able to coach?
Yeah, she's so steady, and it was great. And she's really been building her trust with her hitters and finding great options. She did a nice job reversing the flow. She did a nice job seeing their block and finding holes. And yeah, she's phenomenal. Her leadership, she's our quarterback. Her leadership on the court is unmatchable. It's great.
Well, I think we're going to have to sit over here and do matches from now on, right? Is that the new rule?
I hope so. I hope that crowd was ridiculous.
Let's talk about that. The Sammy 2 guys are here, but this place was packed before the first serve was sent over.
Yeah.
You're coaching in it, so obviously you're locked in. You don't focus on that stuff.
Yeah.
But to hear them in the background, that's what you told me. You're like, I didn't see them, but I heard them.
I heard them.
How much fun is that to not only coach them, but to see your girls just feed off of that just electric energy?
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it's fun for the girls. And I think it speaks to the girls on how they're respected among the campus community, and that the campus community comes out and supports us like that. Taylor, it's a special place to be. This is a fun environment to play in. The atmosphere is contagious. We feed off the fans feed off of us, and they really helped get us going, for sure.
Congrats. Good luck at Marion tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's Aaron Luthi, the head coach, joining us here on the Ivanhoe post-match show. Her team wins 3-2 tonight, winning 25-22, 25-22, and 15-11 to end the match tonight. That was fun. Now they got to go on the road and play a real tough Marion team tomorrow, but it'll be a good one. Not our only broadcast of the night. Soccer play tonight as well. We've got 2 coming up for you tomorrow. Women's soccer at 1 and football at 6. Special thanks to Kyle and Michaela, our great crew tonight. We thank you folks for tuning in tonight as well. We hope you had fun. It was a blast to be inside Odell Arena tonight. This thing was just shaking at the hinges at different points tonight. It was a good one to be a part of. Taylor wins tonight. They come from behind, down 2-0. They win 3-2 tonight to improve to 4-6 on the year, and are now 1-2 in the Crossroads League. This has been a presentation of Taylor Volleyball here on the Trojan Sports Network. Good night from Upland, Indiana.